This week on the Brian Murray Show, mortgage appraisal explained in layman's terms. If you're a buyer, you can't afford to miss it. Welcome to the Brian Murray Show, a real estate show, New Jersey style. Today's discussion point, I'm going to walk you through the mortgage appraisal process, what it means for you as a buyer, and really what's the perspective of a seller. I didn't really get deep into what's the perspective of a seller when I walked through the tutorial, but know this as a little added bonus that you're not going to see necessarily on the YouTube clip. Sellers want certainty, and I can show every buyer how to provide a seller with certainty. So let's take a look at the Mortgage Appraisal 101. I'm Brian Murray, and welcome to Mortgage Appraisal 101. For any home buyer in today's market where there are multiple buyers looking to purchase the same home you are, this is a critical piece of information to understand. If your lender is not explaining it to you, your realtor certainly should. In fact, your realtor should be explaining this to you as you're presenting your offer in a multiple bid situation. So what are we really talking about here? We're talking about Mortgage Appraisal 101. Banks lend on appraised value. Their appraised value, they send out the appraiser. Solds only, recent solds only. Sometimes 3 months, maybe up to 6 months. But they use sold information, not under contract, not what's on the market today, sold, closed, that they can track. So for example one, contract price of $800,000, the down payment for the buyer, you, 20%, $160,000, straightforward. Appraiser comes in, bank appraised price, $800,000, matches up with the contract price. The bank loans 80% of the appraised value. So they lend $640,000. You put down $160,000. That's $800,000. It's the same as the contract price. Easy peasy. You get your loan. You move on. However, in example 2, contract price still $800,000. You still have your down payment 20%, $160,000. However, the appraised price that the bank comes in with is $750,000. Bank loans 80% of the appraised. That's $600,000. So you have your $160,000, your $600,000. That's a total of $760,000. Now hold on. Contract price is $800,000. Where does the other $40,000 come from? Guess what? It comes from you, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, or the deal falls apart. Now, what happens here is this is where it's really important when you're looking at presenting an offer with a bigger down payment. I'm putting down 25%. I'm putting down 30%. Now, in this case here, if you put down 30%, that would be $80,000. That would be an extra $80,000. So you'd have $240,000 there plus the $600,000 here. So you're over the $800,000 number, no problem. But you got to state it up front. So what a seller wants is certainty. They want to know your deal goes forward. In a buyer's market, that $40,000, where does it come from? Well, everything's different in a buyer's market. What happens here is one of two things. Either the buyer walks away, or the seller may reduce their price to the appraised price so that the buyer can get a mortgage and they can get the deal closed. But this is a seller's market. So where does the $40,000 come from? If your agent isn't explaining this to you, ask them why. If you go to an open house and you're interviewing an agent, ask them about the mortgage appraisal and how it works. Find out how skilled they are. In today's environment, not only who you work with matters, but it's critical that you have an expert that can explain the different processes so you don't lose out on multiple bidding wars and have no idea why. I'm Brian Murray, and this has been the Mortgage Appraisal 101. Market report. May 12th, 2021. I look casual, but I'm not casual. Because here it is. Here's the big number. I'm going to skip through all the other numbers on the market report and get to the meat of of it right here. Hoboken, last 30 days, 130 contracts. That's right, 130 contracts in the last 30 days. It blows the numbers out of the water. All-time numbers out of the water. If you don't think this market is hot, says it right there. Last 30 days, 130 contracts. There are only 225 condos available total. 130 contracts in 30 days. That is, we're pushing 1.75 months of inventory here. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy seller's market. Median days on market for those contracts, 14. That number is circling the drain. It's going by like this, like this, like this. If you are a seller, you are going to want to talk to me about how to price your home to catch the market now. If you're a buyer, you're definitely going to want to talk to me because there's only one person that gets the home. It's the person that overpays. If you think about the concept, the only person who gets the home is the person that's paid the best price for it. The highest, most expensive, best terms price for it. Everybody else is a loser. So let's get through these numbers real fast here. Hoboken, 225 available, 38 in the last 7 days, 140 in the last 30 days. Like I said, 130 under contract. Median days on market, 14. Sold last 30 days, 114. Shocker, that number goes up. I told you, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Follow the contracts, you get to the sold number. Discount, 1.3%. Hoboken, Jersey City, discount 1.3%. Same discount. In Jersey City, 234 homes on the market, 35 in the last 7 days, 115 in the last 30. So about 2 months of inventory there. Under contract, 77. Days on market, median 25. So it takes a little longer in Jersey City, but not that much longer. Sold in the last 30 days is 63. And again, it's a 1.3% discount. You heard it here first. You heard it here last month. You heard it here the month before. These numbers are not surprising. If you watch me on a weekly basis, you know these numbers are what I've predicted they would be. It's not even a prediction. It's a guarantee. So if you're a buyer or a seller, you definitely need to reach out to understand your best strategy in today's market. The good, the bad, the ugly. So the good. And this is going to be more of a talking about businesses and that kind of thing. The good piece is paddle boats are back. Who doesn't like a good paddle boat? You know the bike ride that you get in certain cities where you go around and you're all on these little bikes that's not really a bike and it looks like it pedals, but there's like kind of a motor and it's got lights and it plays music and everybody drinks beer and drives down the street and yells and goes crazy. They don't have them in Hoboken, Jersey City, but they have them in like different places that are built for that kind of thing. And but they do have paddle boats. They both come out of Hoboken and Jersey City. Take you around by the Statue of Liberty. It's a nice little boat ride. Everybody, you got the lights and the music, and you pretend to pedal, and you drink beer, and it's on the water. So definitely check out the paddle boats. I've done them a couple of times. I've had client parties. I've had birthday parties. Super, super fun, and really pretty inexpensive when you figure you're bringing your own drink on there. Not recommend the food because they don't like it because it blows off into the water and that kind of thing. But check those out. The bad, and I'm not really trying to destroy anybody's business. I'm just questioning, that new lobster place opening in Hoboken. I just don't see the business model, to be honest with you. That their top end lobster roll is $28, and I'm just saying to myself, I've been to Maine. I've been to Maine a lot, and I've had some great lobster rolls in Maine. And the very best ones in the finest restaurants with ocean views, about $28. And these are the best ones, freshest. I literally see them taking the lobster off the boat, throwing it into the pot, making the lobster salad, putting it into the bun, carting it over to my table with an ocean view, maybe $28. So, just not sure that you can sell lobster 12 months a year and that's what people are thinking. Hey, I'm going to get a $28 lobster roll for lunch. Don't see how it really equates for a grab and go, like I'm going to get that with some fries and I'm going to walk down the street, or I'm going to get that with fries and sit at like just kind of a diner and eat my $28 lobster roll. So bad for the business. Glad to have the lobster. Bad because I think that, I just question their business model. That's all. I could be wrong, but usually I'm right with those kinds of things. And the ugly. Did you see Phil Collins is coming back with Genesis repackaged? I mean, I saw Phil Collins pre-COVID, and I got to tell you, guy walked out with a cane. He sat down on a chair. He could barely walk. He sounded fine, but there was zero energy. And he should have been in, it was Madison Square Garden. He should have been in like a 200-seat lounge entertaining people, not $250 for the upper deck to see Phil Collins. And here he comes again. So that's the ugly. Phil Collins, sometimes you got to know when to hang it up, when to go to the lounge, when to play the little shows, just for the fun of it. Hey, it's not my money, it's yours. So I'm going to leave you with a little inspiration from Phil Collins. Think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. This has been The Brian Murray Show. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all episodes of The Brian Murray Show can be found at themurraypropertygroup.com under the blog section. Check them out there. Check me out on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. Hey, I'm even going to be doing a Clubhouse Live every week now. So definitely check me out. Like, comment. I do appreciate, share. I do appreciate that. And if there's anything that you disagree with, reach out to me directly, and I'll show you why you're wrong. Thanks for watching.